Hi everyone. Okay, so this is the third video, and so our first video was the basic ponytail with the left side part for recital. The second video was the bun, again with the left side part, and now we're going to show you some basic makeup for recital so that no matter the age of your daughter, whether she's very young or she's already in her teens, you can choose kind of how much you'd like to do on your daughter. I would say for the littles, the thing to focus on really is on the lips, the cheeks, and maybe a little bit of mascara. If you have a daughter that's maybe into, 10, 11, 12 years old, you can maybe make those decisions as to whether you'd like her to wear eyeliner. I will show you, of course, all of them, and you can pick and choose how you would like to do your daughter's makeup. So the thing with makeup though for the stage is that you need to make sure that you put more makeup on, particularly the cheeks and the lips, than you probably would normally. So as we're going through this, you'll hear me say, where to focus on putting the color. And the reason we talk about that is because stage lights are very, very bright, and no matter the skin tone of the child, if you don't have enough makeup on, you can look very washed out on stage. Okay, so makeup is very important. All right, you ready to go? Okay, let's put that brush down. Okay, so what I do with Nora is I have her start by washing her face and then also putting some moisturizer on. And we're gonna pretend that she's already done that. You wanna put some more on? Go ahead. Okay, so we're gonna wait while Nora puts some moisturizer on. Just a little bit. Okay, all right, good enough. And yes, very good. Make sure you use the tips of your fingers. Rubby, rub, 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 rub. I know, it's just me. Okay, all right, very good. Feel good? You good? Yeah. Okay, that was a funny face. Okay, then, and you have to know that all the makeup I use on Nora is either the company makeup or there's a version of it that you can get at any drugstore, Target, Walmart. I use no expensive makeup on Nora, and that includes the foundation. So I use this Revlon Color Stay that matches. It comes in a bunch of colors. And so, with the steps of the makeup too, it's important to remember that there's a million different orders of things that you could do. You can do the steps in any order, rather. So I like to start with foundation. Close your eyes. And there's also a number of different types of tools that can help put on foundation. Okay, I choose to use my fingers, but if your daughter is not as accustomed to having their face touched as mine is, you may want to choose a foundation sponge or a foundation brush. I know foundation sponge probably goes on, it helps the makeup go on the quickest, so that might be something to think about if your daughter does not like to have their face touched or they're not used to it. Okay, so now once I have just a nice light coat of foundation, I always go back in and use a concealer on Nora because, and she's already looking straight up to the sky, because anytime I do anything under her eyes, that helps me, and close your eyes. I always put a little bit on her eyelids as well, just to serve as a shadow base. But go ahead and look straight up. No, look straight up. And the reason why I have her look straight up in the sky is because that way she is not looking at my finger come close to her eye. And so again, if your daughter is not used to having her makeup done, that can be helpful because they may not, it might scare them seeing, someone's finger so close to their eye. All right, go ahead and close your eyes. And then I just rub this in a little bit. The thing about concealer too, just as a tip, you don't want to pick a concealer that's very white. You want to pick a concealer that is warm and probably a little bit darker than you would normally feel like you should pick, because then it will hide the darkness. And Nora loves to stay up very, very late and watch YouTube. And so that's why some of the dark circles happen under her eyes. But the other reason is because she works very, very hard at dance and she works very, very hard at school. So, but we do need to have her, help her just a little bit with that, because then that way she looks very fresh-faced on stage. Okay, so once we have that done, we want to take the eyeshadow. And this eyeshadow palette is actually the company eyeshadow palette, but you can get these colors individually at CVS. So we always want to take a light color, like a champagne-y type color, and I always use a fluffy brush to put on the lightest color. Oh, thanks for closing your eyes. Tilt your chin up just a little bit, babe. Okay, and then I always just do the eyelid all the way up to the eyebrow, and I do a couple of coats on it. Okay. So that, again, there's a nice base of color there, and the eyelid and the area all the way up to the eyebrow is very even looking. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we are going to take oops, I just dropped one of those brushes. That's okay. You don't need to pick it up. It's okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. Thanks, honey. So with the shadow color, we'll fix that later. Okay. So with the shadow color that goes in the crease, you're going to want to pick a brown color that is dark. Okay. Do not pick black, and certainly don't pick plum. This is just a palette that we used. Use this middle kind of darkish brown color. Okay. And go ahead and have your daughter close her eyes. And I always start at the corner of the eye and I draw a little bit out. Okay. And then I literally just draw an arc with this type of eyeshadow brush. Okay. And it looks a little messy right now. And that's okay, because I'm going to go in and I'm going to blend it and I'm going to fix it in just a second. Okay. All right. And again, the reason we're doing this is because those stage lights are extremely bright. And we don't want your daughter's features to be washed out on stage. We really just want them to be highlighted. So I'm going to blend this so that it is not as dark, but yet still dark enough to be seen on stage. Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks, baby girl. All right. Okay. So it's super messy. And so what I do is I go ahead and I usually use a brush, or you can use your fingers, and I tend to use my fingers. So I start by the inner, on the inner eye, and making that line that was there just softer, okay? And then I go through and literally just use my fingers to soften this up so that the edges are not as harsh, okay? It takes off some of the eyeshadow that's there, and that's exactly what you want. You don't want so much eyeshadow. You just want a nice highlight, okay? Then what I do is I go back with that fluffy brush and I use that light cream color again to clean up the eyelid itself and make it so that the eyelid stands out a lot, and that will help your daughter's eye look very open on stage. Okay. Okay, then I always have Nora open up her eyes, because sometimes I don't get the shadow into the crease far enough. So if she just looks straight at me, just look straight at me. That helps me go back in and just add a little bit of color into the crease where I might not have gotten in deep enough. And then, again, it looks very finished and even. All right, next step. Now, if you have a little, you could choose to not do this crease color, okay? So if your daughter's like 3, 4, 5, 6, you can choose not to do the crease color. I think that's definitely okay. You can also choose to not do eyeliner on your daughter if she is that young. So it's truly up to you, but we want to use mascara on everybody. All right, if you choose to do eyeliner, I like to use a liquid liner. And the reason why I like to use a liquid liner is because it goes on like a pen, and you're not there having to color in with a pencil to an eye that is sometimes, because you know, kids aren't used to having their makeup done, can be like blinky and twitchy and like their head is moving around a lot, all right? So liquid liner it is, and I'll show you how to get it nice and even. Okay, so I always have Nora tilt her head back and close her eye, and I always start on the outer part of the eye, okay? And you're gonna make that wing, and you're gonna have the wing follow the shadow that you just did. Then you're gonna come back in and you're gonna do the inner part of the eye, okay? And you just literally follow the lash line down and around, okay? And we don't want something very thick, just nice and thin. Okay, and trust me, this is not going to be perfect the first time I do it. Okay, all right. You doing okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, so then I have her open her eye. Just look straight at me. Okay, now close your eye. And the part of the eye that's always the hardest to get the eyeliner into is this corner of her eye, okay? So what I do is I pull up on the eye, actually pull up on the eye, and then just dip the liner down in there just a little bit so that The liner goes all the way down to the corner of the eye. Now open your eyes, sweetie pie. Okay, then you can see the liner is nice and thin and follows the eye all the way out. Now for me, and you don't have to do this for your daughter, but I always like to bring the liner, oh, don't blink, okay? Actually, close your eyes, sweetie. I like to bring the liner out just a little farther. Again, this helps their eyes look very, very open, okay? So I'm going to do the other eye really quickly. All right, thanks, sweetie pie. And again, you're gonna start on the outer part of the eye, just like with a pen, and come in. And the good news is that if you do make a mistake, it's fine, because really makeup wipes fix everything. Okay, and I just start by like brushing this into the lash line. Nora's really good about holding her eyes still, which is great. Oops, don't move. But at the same time, the right side is always easier for me to do because I'm right-handed, and the left side is always a little bit harder to do. And so, and I'm not quite as confident on the left side. So sometimes the left side turns out a little bit thicker, and then I go back and I balance it out so that they match. This actually turned out, I think, okay. Okay, look at me. Okay, go down. So what I ended up doing is not getting far enough down into her lash line. So there was white space between her lashes. And if you pick up on the eyebrow a little bit and you pull up, you can really get far into the lashes. Now look at me again. Okay. All right, let me fix this line really quick. Come out just a little bit farther. All right. Okay. And we're still doing fine on time. Don't you worry. Next, we're going to do mascara. Now, the thing about mascara is that people or kids are definitely not used to having somebody close to their eye, up close and personal, as I like to say, get so close to their eye that they tend to twitch and like flinch a lot, and then that gets mascara everywhere. So I'm going to teach you just a quick trick on how to help with that. So that, again, if your daughter's not used to having mascara put on, it can go on a little bit quicker and a little bit easier, and make your job a little easier as well. I don't use anything fancy for mascara. Again, this is just L'Oreal Butterfly Mascara, and I use this because the wand definitely gets the lashes and grabs all of them, so you don't have to do as many strokes on the lashes, and again, it just makes it easier so that, you know, putting on the mascara isn't quite as painful. All right, so I always have Nora look right here at my chest, or at my throat, like the part right at your collarbone. And which it causes her then to look down just a little bit. Okay, and then what I do is I wiggle the brush into her lashes and pull up. All right, and I also pull a little bit up on her eyebrow so that I can get all of those lashes. Okay, so we just wiggle it. Don't blink, sweetie pie. Okay. All right. Okay. And then, yep, sometimes you have to blink a little bit. And then these ones sometimes you can use the tip of the wand to get those ones on the inner part of the eye. Other times you can use the whole wand. It's up to you. And you can see that I got some mascara down here on the bottom of her lashes, so we'll just clean that up. Okay, look at me. Okay, and look at me one more time, or do look right at my neck one more time. Okay, I also come back in over the top of the lashes, okay, to get all of the lashes, and then I go back around the bottom one more time. All right, and then that's what we call a day on that side. Okay, and I'm gonna do this side really quickly. Okay, go under the bottom of the lashes, grab them, give them a little bit of a wiggle, and pull up. Okay, and then again, use that wand to get those inner ones, the tip of the wand rather. All right. Okay, and again, go back around the top. All right, and then one time underneath, one more time. Okay, and it really just helps grab all of the lashes. Now, when I have done Nora's makeup and lashes before, I've gotten mascara on your nose, right? I've gotten mascara places it shouldn't be. And again, you know, don't worry about that. A makeup wipe fixes everything. All right, you're looking very, very good. How do you feel?
Good.
Good. Okay, let's do blush. So I use this fluffy brush. That is an angled brush. And the reason why I use this angled brush for blush is because Nora won't have to do the goldfish face. And so do the goldfish face. Yes. And so if your daughter is not good at the goldfish face, this really helps with that because it just helps draw a line and keeps things where it needs to be. Okay? And so for the blush, you want to pick a reddish color. You don't want pink, absolutely no pinks. You want to pick a reddish color. And you want to put more on than you think you're going to need, okay? Because this is not the normal makeup that they would wear to the mall and or a movie and or anything else social at their age. This is makeup that they're gonna wear on the stage, and this type of makeup, and even though it feels like it's going on super, super dark, is going to help highlight their features on stage, again, where the lights are so, so, so bright. Okay, I will tell you from being a backstage mom at recital, the one thing I end up putting on kids more than anything is blush, because they never have enough on. Okay, relax. Oh, you're so pretty. That, you know, and then, you know, as a backstage mom, it's our responsibility to make sure they're really well prepared and feel good about the way they look for a recital. Okay, last but not least is lipstick. Now, this is the company lipstick, but it is red lipstick, so this again can be purchased anywhere. So this red lipstick is more of a bluish red than an orangish red. So please don't pick an orangey red, pick something more in the bluish family. And you will also want to, I think it's a good idea. It's up to you. If you're in company, you have to use the lip liner. But if you're not in company, you could choose to use a lip liner. Now, the benefit of using a lip liner is that it helps the lipstick stay on an extended period of time. And that's what we want, right? They're gonna be at recital for many, 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 many hours and possibly eating goldfish and all kinds of snacks in between dances. And so this will help it stay on. So I'm going to, oops, you have a little eyelash there. I'm gonna do the bottom of Nora's lips and just line them very easily, okay? And it's not, I don't put it on very dark. It's just enough to help make the lipstick stick where it needs to be, okay? And this lip liner tends to get a little dry. And so sometimes it's a good idea to have your daughter put on a little chapstick before you do lip liner, because then it will go on a little bit smoother, okay? But again, you just line the lips ever so lightly and gently. And the good thing again about anything lip related, especially when you're dealing with red, is that you don't have to fear, because makeup wipes fix everything. You doing okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, now I've lined her lips, but then I always go back in and color in the lips just slightly, because again, it helps the lipstick stick where it needs to be, and Nora doesn't have to redo her lipstick 25 times at recital. Okay, then you take the lipstick, and you'll notice that I don't have Nora do anything other than just open her mouth really lightly. No fishy lips, no kissy face, because this will, again, just help her relax, okay? And make it easy for you to put on the lipstick. So I always start by doing the V. And then I draw down on her lip just a little bit so that I can get between the top and the crease there, you know, where her lips meet, the top and the bottom lip meet. Same thing. Okay. All right, you're doing fantabulously. That's not really a word, but I like to say that word. But you're doing really well, baby girl. Okay. And then again, just come down that side and up from the bottom to help that all meet together. Haha. Okay. All right. And now just go ma, ma, ma. Okay. You can see that the bottom, and I'm not going to fix it right now on camera, but there is a little bit of bumps here along the bottom. Not very bad ones at all, but not clean as I would like it to be. So what I will do is go in and clean that up with a little bit of a makeup wipe and be done with it. Okay, now, last but not least, depending on what your daughter's eyebrows look like, you may want to, if your daughter's hair is very, very light, also take a light powder to their eyebrows so that, again, it doesn't look like they don't have eyebrows on stage. I know when Nora was little, I used to have to do that because her hair was so light colored. They've darkened up a little bit, so I don't have to do that anymore. But that's also something to think about. And you know, Nora and I are at the studio pretty much every day. So if you ever have questions about what kind of makeup to get or what you should do, the teachers, of course, are going to be your first resource. And then, of course, if you see me or Nora, don't hesitate at all just to grab us. Okay? Thanks, everybody. We hope this was helpful.